So if you remember the '08 financial crisis, it wasn't supposed to happen because there were rating agencies. There's Moody's, Fitch, and Standard and Poor's, and these were supposed to be disinterested parties that would look at these financial instruments, these bonds, and then grade them, whether they were investment grade or subprime, whatever. And it later came out that those rating agencies have been corrupted. And that was one of the key factors that led to the financial crisis becoming as devastating as it was. When the watchman on the tower falls asleep, and no one knows that they've fallen asleep, you have very bad outcomes that follow. The medical equivalent of the rating agencies is the journal and the peer review system. If you go to your doctor, the medical people think that the peer review system is totally above reproach. But there are now studies that come out that say that some of the best journals, and there's 4 or 5 really, really super prestigious journals that are supposed to be above reproach, but 60% of the peer review people that sit on those journals receive payments from industry. And that has some bearing on the science, quote unquote science, that gets published into these journals that becomes the corpus. If it gets published into a journal and it passes the peer review process, that becomes the corpus upon which the medical people determine what the protocols are that will be implemented into what is the standard of care. So that's how the system all works. And that system works okay if there are checks and balances and the disinterested parties remain disinterested. But when the disinterested parties receive $1 billion between 2021 and 2022, if $1 billion change hands from the capitalists, of which I am one, and so I understand this, if the capitalists are paying the regulators and the disinterested parties, you start to bend the incentive system and you start to get these really weird outcomes where things that are in the best interest of patients end up not getting published or not become part of the corpus that is the body that is determining what we call medicine. Because the problem is we think that medicine and science are the same word, and it's not the same word. Medicine and science are not the same when you have a body that is incentivized to not do its job. All that means is that you should always trust your intuition, and when the watchman on the tower falls asleep, then it is incumbent upon you, the patient and the caretaker, to make your own decisions, do your own research, talk to your own experts, and keep asking the tough questions of people, and just keep pressing on these people, and keep trying to find what's right for you and follow it wherever it takes you.